Imagine this. You're holding a single penny from 1988. Something so ordinary, so small, you'd barely notice it in your change jar. Now imagine that penny being worth $5.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent transforming into a life-changing fortune. Sounds impossible? Well, stay with me, because what I'm about to share could very well be sitting inside your own pocket change. And if you just thought, oh great, let me run to my couch cushions right now, hold on. You'll want to know what exactly to look for before you start flipping cushions upside down like a detective on a caffeine rush. Every day, rare coins slip through the hands of people who don't realize what they're worth. Some are cashed in at the grocery store for just 1 cent, when they could have paid off a mortgage, secured a retirement, or even bought a dream vacation home by the beach. Don't let that happen to you. Let's rewind a bit to understand why the 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny can hold such staggering value. In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them? Ordinary, copper-plated zinc coins. But here's the catch. Some of these coins were struck without a mint mark, a tiny detail that transforms a common penny into a numismatic treasure. The lack of that little letter under the date. That's the golden ticket. Or should I say, the $1 million copper ticket. Now before you squint too hard, don't worry, I'm not asking you to whip out a magnifying glass and play Sherlock Holmes at the dinner table. Though, if you do, at least make sure your spouse doesn't catch you muttering elementary, "My dear Lincoln." What makes this coin so valuable is its rarity combined with its pristine condition. Collectors go absolutely wild for flawless examples. One verified 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent recently stunned the market with a value of $5.9 million. That's not a typo. $5.9 million, life-changing wealth from a penny most people would overlook. And here's the part most people miss. There's a very specific detail about this coin that determines if it's just a penny or a multi-million-dollar payday. I'll reveal that in just a moment. The difference lies in the combination of strike errors, condition, and absence of the mint mark. If your coin is graded by a professional service and found to be in mint state, you're looking at the potential of millions. Even slightly less perfect coins can still fetch thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands, depending on demand. So here's what you must do: don't toss that 1988 penny back into circulation. Don't let it sit in a jar. Instead, carefully check your collection. Seek professional grading if you believe you have a match. Because that one overlooked coin could be your ticket to financial freedom. Think about it. Most people spend their entire lives working for financial security. Yet, you might already be holding the key to a wealthy lifestyle. A home upgrade. Early retirement. The freedom to travel. All hidden in the palm of your hand. And if someone tells you, it's just a penny, smile politely, then remind them, so was the one that bought a mansion. Now here's the question you need to ask yourself. If a 1988 no-mint Mark penny can be worth $5.9 million, what other coins in your change could secretly be worth a fortune? In my next video, I'll uncover another hidden treasure that could be sitting in your wallet right now. Don't miss it. Check your change, check your jars, and most importantly, subscribe and stay tuned. Because the next rare coin we uncover might just change your life forever. Imagine finding a single penny in your change jar, and realizing it could pay off your mortgage, your car, and fund your retirement, all at once. Sounds impossible? Well, let me introduce you to the legendary 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent, a tiny coin that has shocked collectors, turning ordinary Americans into millionaires overnight. And no, I'm not joking, this isn't monopoly money. This is cold, hard US cash, worth up to $5.7 million. Now let's dig into why this penny is rewriting history, and why you might be holding on to one right now without even knowing it. To understand why the 1982 penny is so valuable, we need to step back into the early 80s. The US Mint was facing rising copper prices. Pennies cost more to produce than they were worth. So in 1982, they switched from 95% copper to a cheaper zinc core with a thin copper coating. But here's where things get tricky. During that year, 7 different variations of the Lincoln cent were made. And one version slipped through the cracks. a penny struck with no mint mark at all. Collectors call it a mistake. Investors call it a jackpot. And lucky owners? Well, they call it freedom. Think about it. The penny most of us used to toss into a drawer or lose in couch cushions could now be the very thing that secures your family's future. But only if you know what to look for. By the way, if you just ran to check under your sofa cushions, don't worry. I'll wait. Now, here's where it gets serious. Millions of 1982 pennies exist. But only a tiny handful without a mint mark are considered priceless. And when I say priceless, I mean auction prices climbing into the millions. The most recent sale? An eye-watering $5.7 million. Yes, for 1 cent. So how do you know if you've got one of these life-changing coins? First, flip your 1982 penny over and look closely. If there's no small letter, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, just a clean date with Lincoln's face staring right at you, your heart should already be racing. But here's the twist. Not every no-mint mark 1982 penny is the $1 million version. The real secret lies in the metal composition, copper or zinc. The copper version, weighing about 3.1 grams, is the holy grail. The zinc version, at 2.5 grams? Still valuable, but not life-changing. Which one do you have? That's the $1 million question. And here's the frightening part. Thousands of Americans have tossed these coins back into circulation, not realizing they were sitting on fortunes. Don't make that mistake. Every day that coin stays hidden in your jar, its value grows, and someone else could discover it first. At the end of the day, wealth isn't always built in boardrooms or Wall Street offices. Sometimes it hides in the smallest details, like a penny minted in 1982. So before you give up on that jar of spare change, remember, your millionaire lifestyle might just begin with the coin you least expect. Now here's my question for you. If you found a penny worth $5.7 million, what's the first thing you'd do with that money? Think carefully, because after this video, you might just be holding that exact coin in your hands. Imagine reaching into an old coffee can, pulling out a penny you've ignored for decades, and discovering it could be worth more than your retirement fund. Yes, you heard me right. A single Lincoln cent from 1977, with no mint mark, has been valued at an astonishing $5.8 million. That's not pocket change, that's life-changing money. Now, before you run to the couch cushions or raid your old piggy bank, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what makes this ordinary-looking penny extraordinary, how you can identify if you've got one, and why time is running out if you want to cash in. And let's be honest, how many of us have tossed pennies aside, thinking they weren't even worth bending down to pick up? Well, this time, you might want to grab your reading glasses and start crawling under the sofa. To understand why a 1977 penny could fetch millions, we need to rewind. The year was 1977. Jimmy Carter was president, the cost of gas was under $1, and the U.S. Mint was still cranking out copper pennies. Most bore a mint mark showing where they were made, but a small number left the presses without one. Those no mint mark coins slipped quietly into circulation. At first glance, they looked no different than any other penny. But collectors know the truth, rarity fuels value. And with just a handful of these flawless 1977 no-mint mark cents known to exist, demand skyrocketed. Asterisk emotional trigger, excitement and fear of missing out asterisk. Now here's the kicker. The latest auctions have pushed the value to a jaw-dropping $5.8 million. That's not just a coin, it's a golden ticket hiding in plain sight. And here's the urgent question, could one of these be hiding in your home, unrecognized, while others are cashing in? I mean, think about it. How many of us spent years rolling pennies into paper tubes for the bank? Imagine if just one of those rolls held a coin worth more than your house. Makes you want to call the bank back, doesn't it? But here's the twist that most people don't know. It's not just about the missing mint mark. There's one more hidden detail that separates a penny worth a cent from one worth millions. That hidden detail is condition. Collectors and investors pay astronomical prices only for coins in pristine, uncirculated, or near-perfect grades. If your 1977 penny looks worn, it might only bring a few dollars. But if it's sharp, flawless, and properly authenticated, well, that's when the big money rolls in. So ask yourself, what would an extra $5 million mean for your life? A debt-free retirement? Helping your children and grandchildren? Traveling the world instead of worrying about bills? This is more than a penny, it's a key to freedom. The clock is ticking. Every year, fewer of these coins remain in circulation, and every day, collectors hunt for them. That means your chance to cash in is slipping away. Check your old jars, your dresser drawers, even those dusty boxes in the attic. You could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. And hey, if your spouse laughs at you for digging through pennies, just remind them, who'll be laughing when you're signing the check for that beach house? Fortunes are hidden in the most unexpected places. And sometimes, the path to wealth is as small and simple as a penny. So the next time you spot a 1977 Lincoln cent with no mint mark, look closer. Because that little coin might just be the beginning of a brand new life. And if you think this penny is impressive, wait until you hear about the next coin worth even more. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Imagine walking into your garage, dusting off an old jar of pennies, and discovering that one of them could be worth more than your house, more than your retirement account. In fact, worth $5.4 million. That sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the shocking truth. A rare 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln cent has changed lives, and it could be hiding in your pocket change right now. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies instead of tossing them into a coffee can? If you're like most people, probably never. But after today, you'll never look at them the same way again. Now, let's dive into why this humble 1989 penny without a mint mark is shaking up the coin collecting world. First, a little history. In 1989, the US Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies. Most were stamped with a small letter, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But a tiny fraction escaped the presses without any mint mark at all. These errors, unnoticed at first, are now among the most valuable coins in American history. Collectors call them phantom mint mark pennies, and the scarcity is exactly what drives their jaw-dropping value. To put this into perspective, finding one of these is like winning the lottery, but the odds are better if you know where to look. Here's the kicker. In pristine condition, one of these rare 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies has reached a current market value of $5.4 million. Yes, a single penny worth more than a Beverly Hills mansion. Pause for a second. Imagine holding that tiny copper coin in your hand. Would you sell it instantly and cash in? Or would you hold it as the crown jewel of your legacy? And let's be honest, how many of us have a jar of old coins sitting somewhere? It's like the American version of buried treasure. The only difference is, pirates never had to worry about mint marks. Here's why this matters right now. The demand for rare US coins has skyrocketed in recent years, especially among wealthy collectors looking for safe investments. That means if you find one of these pennies, the timing has never been better to sell. But, and this is crucial, you can't just walk into your local bank and expect them to hand you a check. You need to know where to sell, how to authenticate, and how to avoid scams that prey on people just like you. And here's the part most people miss. Not all 1989 pennies without a mint mark are created equal. Some are worth hundreds, some thousands. But that ultra-rare, flawless example? That's the one commanding millions. So the big question is, could you have one of these life-changing coins hiding in plain sight? Imagine the regret of throwing away what could have been your ticket to a completely new lifestyle, a bigger home, debt-free living, or even early retirement. So, here's what you need to do right now. Go grab those jars, those drawers, those boxes of old pennies. Look closely at every 1989 cent you find. If there's no mint mark under the date, you may be holding a piece of history worth millions. Don't wait. Don't assume. Don't let fear of "it can happen to me" rob you of the opportunity of a lifetime. Because sometimes, the difference between living an ordinary life and living a wealthy, legacy-filled life is just one small penny. Now, in my next video, I'll reveal how to properly authenticate rare coins and the exact steps you need to take to sell one safely without losing a dime to shady dealers. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. Imagine walking into your garage, dusting off an old coin jar, and finding a penny so rare, it could change your life forever. Yes, a single copper-colored coin in your hand, worth $5.5 million today. Sounds impossible, right? But stay with me, because the 1999 no-mint mark Lincoln cent has shocked collectors, investors, and everyday Americans alike. Before you toss that old penny into a vending machine, let's uncover why this coin is rewriting the rules of wealth, and how you could be sitting on a tiny treasure worth more than most people's homes. And don't laugh just yet, because the idea of becoming a millionaire from a 1-cent coin has already happened. The only question is, could you be next? Now, let's rewind to 1999. The year of Y2K panic, dial-up internet screeching in your ears, and a gallon of gas costing just over $1. While the world was preparing for a new millennium, the US Mint released millions of Lincoln pennies. But here's where things get mysterious. Among those ordinary coins, a select few slipped through the cracks, missing their mint mark ***. No P for Philadelphia, no D for Denver, not even an S for San Francisco. Just Lincoln's solemn face staring forward, silent, ordinary, and yet extraordinary. Collectors call these errors. But in the world of rare coins, error often means opportunity. And for the lucky owner of the 1999 no-mint mark penny, that opportunity now means a jaw-dropping $5.5 million market value. Here's the part that rattles even seasoned collectors. Most Americans don't even check their change. That's right, pennies worth millions are hiding in junk drawers, coffee cans, or maybe even your wallet right now. Imagine, years from now, someone else cashes in because you didn't look closely enough. That's not just a loss, it's a tragedy. And honestly, let's be real, if you've ever bent down to pick up a penny on the sidewalk, people probably laughed at you. But who's laughing now? At $5.5 million, that's like picking up a private jet off the ground. So next time someone smirks at you for pocketing a penny, just smile and say, "I'm shopping for Ferraris." The 1999 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a reminder that opportunity hides in plain sight. But only for those with eyes to see it. Right now, in circulation, there are pennies with errors and secrets worth not just thousands, but millions. Some still undiscovered, waiting quietly in someone's pocket change. The next person who finds one could join the ranks of millionaires overnight. The question is, will it be you, or will you let the chance slip away? Check your coins. Take them seriously. Because wealth, freedom, and even a legacy for your family could be sitting inside a penny jar in your own home. And if you're ready to learn which other pennies are silently worth millions, make sure you stick with this channel, because the next video might just reveal the coin hiding in your wallet. Imagine this. You walk into your attic, open an old jar of pennies, and inside, hidden in plain sight, is a coin so rare, it could change your life overnight. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? Well, what if I told you that a simple 1970 Lincoln penny without a mint mark has been valued at an astonishing $5.3 million? And here we thought pennies were only good for supermarket change or wishing wells. But before you toss your old coins aside, here's the truth. Millions of Americans have had these treasures hiding in their homes for decades, and most never even knew it. The real question is, could you be sitting on a fortune without realizing it? To understand the value of this 1970 Lincoln cent, let's step back into history. In the early 1970s, the US Mint produced billions of pennies. But, in extremely rare cases, coins left the mint without a mark indicating where they were struck. These no-mint mark errors became anomalies, tiny mistakes that, over time, transformed into million-dollar legends. Collectors today fight tooth and nail to get their hands on these coins. Why? Because they represent not just currency, but history, accidents of fate, preserved in copper. And honestly, who knew a government error could be worth more than most luxury homes? Maybe it's the only time a mistake actually makes you rich. But here's the catch, out of billions of coins, only a handful carry this flaw. And most people who own them have already spent them, unknowingly trading away millions for a stick of gum. So here's what you need to do. Check every penny in your possession, especially from the 1970s. Look closely. If it's missing that tiny mint mark, you may have struck gold, or should I say copper worth its weight in millions. Now, imagine selling a single coin and never worrying about bills again. Picture retiring early, traveling the world, gifting your family the life you've always dreamed of. That's the reality collectors have embraced, because they dared to look. Lean in tone, E1970 no mint mark penny isn't the only coin worth millions. In fact, another coin from the very same era could be sitting in your pocket right now, and its value may shock you even more. Curious which one it is? Stay tuned, because that story is coming next. This is your reminder: don't dismiss the change in your drawer. The smallest coin could hold the biggest fortune. And remember, opportunities like this don't